Be fearless. Yeah, something that we hear all the time, isn't it? Yeah, if you want to achieve in your life, if you want to get to the next level, if you want to be truly successful, you're going to need to be fearless. But what does being fearless mean? And what happens if we feel frightened all the time? See, I spent a lot of my life entrapped by fear, yeah, imprisoned by my fear, and just wanting to be fearless. I knew I'd heard of all this stuff about the need to be fearless, but I was too frightened all the time. Until I come to the realization that being fearless is not the absence of fear. Being fearless is doing things in spite of our fear. So it's being scared and doing it anyway. A good analogy, an example I'd use is everybody, or most people have that time when they were younger, yeah? When you went to the theme park for the first time. And there's that one ride, yeah, that everyone's talking about, all your friends are on about, they've all been on it, everyone's been on it, and in the back of your head you're thinking, I don't want to go on this ride, yeah? But you know you need to. So when you get to the theme park, it's kind of in your head, you're thinking about it, and then it comes to the moment, the big ride, yeah? And you can't miss it. So what do? You start queuing anyway, yeah? You're thinking, I'm not going to be able to do this, I'm not going to be able to do this. Then you get to the front of the queue, then you get on the ride, the arms come down, you shut your eyes, and boom, you're off. And what normally happens 9 times out of 10 is by the end of it, you've got your arms in the air and you're all happy and enjoying the ride. Not every time, but most of the time, yeah? But the key point and the key thing to notice there is that what you did is you closed your eyes, you bit down, and you did it anyway. In spite of the fear, in spite of the terror, and in spite of the worry of going on the ride, the pressure and the knowing that you needed to do it and it was something you needed to do, you closed your eyes and did it anyway. So the realization should be that in that moment you were fearless. Not because there wasn't fear, but because you were terrified and you did it anyway. And once I began to realize that that's what fearlessness was, I began to realize that I could adapt it into all parts of my life, yeah? And I began to realize that what I could do is just close my eyes and do stuff anyway. You know, the moment I decided to quit drink over 6 years ago, I was terrified, yeah? I remember the first morning I woke up and I knew that I had kind of made this decision, but I just didn't know how I was going to go through with it. But what I did is I closed my eyes, metaphorically speaking, and I got on and did it anyway. And I was scared and I was frightened. But as time went on, I learned from my fearlessness. I began to recognize that bad things weren't happening and that in spite of being scared, when I did it anyway, my life began to change. And with that, it became easier. I was waking up in the morning and I wasn't needing to close my eyes and get down with it because I was gaining an understanding through being fearless, through being scared and doing it anyway, that things change. Don't get me wrong, there's still times when, there's still days in that when you wake up and you're back to being terrified. But you know what that gives you? It gives you the opportunity to be fearless. Because you know, the moments and the times now when I'm not scared and I'm doing something without fear, is that even fearless? There's absence of fear. How can I be fearless if it's something that I'm not scared of? So, you know, there's a real understanding in my life now. There's a real recognition that when I'm scared, there's opportunity. There's opportunity to grow. There's opportunity for me to be fearless. And we can all bring that into our lives today, you know, and just knowing that the fearlessness in itself is that moment when you're scared and you close your eyes and do it anyway, the whole outlook's going to change, yeah? Because you're going to realize that that fear is important. That fear is something that gives us the opportunity to grow, yeah? I'll say it again. Fearlessness is not the absence of fear. Fearlessness is being scared and doing it anyway.